Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Kelly. I'm a support specialist here at NextChapter. And today I'm just going to show you our notices feature that we have with NextChapter. I'm going to show you how to get it set up and then what it looks like once it is set up and a couple of things you can do with it. And then we'll also go over the hearing schedule that comes with it. At the end, I will look at your guys' questions, so I'll try to answer those as best as I can. You can ask those questions in I think the field says say something nice toward the bottom of Crowdcast. So if you have any questions, I'll get to those at the end. All right, so let's get started here. Once you log into NextChapter, this is what your homepage will look like. So once your account is all set up, this is where you'll come. Your full case list is at the top here, but beneath that, you'll see where your NextChapter Notices quick view is. So to first set up your notices, you'll want to go to your account settings. So to get to your account settings, you just click your firm name, it's in the top right, and then click My Account Settings. When you're here, you can come down to User Accounts and Invites. This shows all of the users that are already set up on your NextChapter account, and then also obviously you can invite more users. But this is also where you'll find your NextChapter Notices email address. So if your role is set to attorney, and that role was set when you were sent the invite, so if you were sent an invite as an attorney, you were generated this unique NextChapter Notices email address. So what you'll want to do with that when you're at User Accounts and Invites is find your specific one and then just copy that email address. And then you'll want to paste that on your ECF account. In the account settings is where you'll find the ability to set up how you want your ECF settings to be, obviously. There is a way for you to add a secondary email address to your ECF account. So you'll want to paste this notices email address as the secondary address on the account and make sure you save it. Another thing you'll want to make sure that you have done in your account settings on your ECF account is that you have set up your notices to be received individually. I know some users have them sent as a daily report. For NextChapter purposes, we need those to be sent individually, or else we can't receive them one by one and then assign them to your specific cases in NextChapter. So that's also something you'll just want to make sure you have that saved in your account settings. And then once you're set up, you're good to go. You'll start receiving those notices into NextChapter. It's pretty simple, but obviously if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. So I'll go back to our homepage and just kind of go over what those notices look like once you start receiving them. So again, you can come down here into right beneath your case list. And then what you'll see here on this NextChapter Notices quick view, this is a demo account, so obviously we're not really receiving notices to this account, but for your firm, once you start receiving them, in this tab here, you'll see any notices that have not been reviewed. So any that haven't been read, you haven't clicked on them yet. If you want to see all of the notices that have been saved into your NextChapter account, just click this View All. And then you'll want to toggle over to All Notices. So this will show all of the notices that have been saved to your NextChapter account. Once you set up that email address in your ECF account, that NextChapter email address, we can only assign notices to your account going forward. So we're not going to backfill and add all of your notices from before you had NextChapter. We're just holding those notices after that setup going forward. So that's just something to keep in mind too. So what you can do here when you're on this All Notices view is a couple different things. We have these search fields. So you can search by the subject, document, case number if you're looking for a specific notice. We also have tags that we assign to each notice. We have ones already set up, but you can create your own tags. But if you are searching for a specific type of notice, like I think other ones, we have hearing, We have a couple different ones. But if you want to search by just like hearing ones, you can come and search for the hearing notices. And once you click search, they'll populate. Another thing that you can do here is assign and unassign these notices. So we are able to, our software is able to assign notices to specific cases as long as we have an exact name, so case name and case number match. If we have that in NextChapter, we can easily assign those notices to each case. If we don't, they'll just be left as unassigned. So what you can do is quickly assign and unassign those notices. Let me find one that's unassigned. Looks like most of these are assigned. If they weren't, let's just say they weren't, you'll see this unassigned case button right here, but you can also just click the checkbox next to it and click assign case. If the case exists in NextChapter, so if you want to assign this notice to a case that already exists in NextChapter, you can just select which one you want to assign it to and click assign case. However, if you just created your account in NextChapter, you maybe don't have all of your cases already in your account, you can choose to create a new case at this point. So if you want to just create a new shell case really quickly, you'll just enter that first name, last name, and then enter the case number. Click create and assign, so that'll create a case in NextChapter, and then that will start assigning any of those notices that are received for that case. It will start assigning all of those notices to that case going forward. Another cool little feature I think we have here is that you can bulk assign and unassign certain notices. So let's say all 4 of these notices, you want to assign all of these to a specific case. If you just check all of the boxes, you can quickly assign all 4 of them to a specific case, whether it's a new case or whether it's an existing case. You can do that kind of in one fell swoop. And then another filter option we have here is to, if you just want to view unassigned only, oh look, we only have one that's unassigned. So this is that assign case button I was talking about. You can just quickly assign it. So now I'm going to show you what it looks like when you're actually in the case and those notices are assigned. So we'll go into Rosie Riveter. You can just click on the case name. It will take you directly to that case. And then you'll go down to additional documents, PACER notices. So right now we have 4 notices assigned to Rosie Riveter. At this point, you can just click this eyeball icon, and that will give you a quick view of what that notice is. So this is just the notice that we were able to import for Rosie Riveter. You can also click the downward arrow, and that will allow you to download it. You can download these notices when you're in your case as many times as you want. So what we're doing is we are saving that first look from PACER, and we're saving it into your NextChapter account so that you're able to download them as much as you want. There's no additional charge. We're essentially eliminating that PACER bill. And then, like I told you about these tags, we use these tags to kind of identify what the notices actually are. If we had different tags labeled to these notices, like maybe one was hearing, one was confirmation, whatever they were, you can always filter at this point too, because I know sometimes some cases have a ton of notices assigned to them. Lastly, you can batch download all of your notices. So let's say you go into Rosie Riveter, you have like 10 notices, and you want to download all of them and send them to somewhere specific that you have. You can click this at the top, this batch download, and again, if you hover over it, it gives you kind of a short little description of what it will do. Click that. It will batch download all of these notices into a zip file, and then you'll have that here at the bottom. It will appear down at the bottom once it's fully downloaded, and then you can download that and send that wherever you need to. You can store it wherever you want. I just know some people like having all of their notices stored in one place rather than viewing all of them one by one. So that's something we were able to add recently. Let's go back to the View All Notices tab. So this will show you, I'll show you what exactly we are saving from these notices. If you click on the notice, what we're saving typically is the PDF within the notice. So if there's a hyperlink next to, if there's a hyperlink for this document number, what NextChapter is doing is basically clicking on that hyperlink and then saving the PDF within that notice. Again, this is a demo account, so not the greatest data, because normally we would be showing you the PDF and not the actual body of the notice. However, if there is no link to click for us, we'll just save the body of the email, so it will look like this. So that's what we're storing for each notice. And then now we can go over the hearing scheduler. So what NextChapter is able to do is extract events from your notices. So we're able to extract 341 hearings, confirmation hearings. Where we're extracting that data from is from the body of the email under the docket text. So whatever the docket text says, if there's an event with a date and time, we will be able to save that to the case that notice is assigned to. So I'm in Johnny and Julie Appleseed just to take a look at their events. It looks like we did have a hearing scheduled on January 22nd. Obviously, that's already been completed. But that was something that we were able to extract from a notice. What we'll do when we extract those dates is we will come to client profile. And again, this is something the software is doing automatically. In client profile filing information, we're going to populate that here. So say we extracted a 341 hearing. We're going to place that date and then time for the 341 hearing. And then if you want that notice to appear on your calendar, that event to appear on your calendar, you can just click the Save button and it will appear on your case dashboard in the Events tab. And then once it's on the Events tab, you do have the ability to do a couple things with it. So if you edit it, again, because this is a demo account, it's not extracting from a specific notice, but it would have the location, and then the description would be exactly what was the description in the docket text. So this would already be filled out for you with the correct information. And obviously you can edit it if you wanted to say something different. Totally feel free to edit it. Also, if you have next message for this event, you can check this box next to send text reminder, and you can choose to, maybe you want to send it 2 days before the actual event takes place, and you can change this to hours if needed. But let's say you want to send a text 2 hours before the event takes place. You just want to make sure that you actually have contact information, so a phone number stored for that client, or else it won't know where to send that information. But this is the text that will automatically populate. It's just a reminder. This is text that you can, again, freely edit. It can say whatever you want it to say, but this will be the message in the text that is actually sent to the client. And then once you save and close this, the text will automatically go out. You don't have to keep track of anything. It will just automatically send to your client. And then, so this is how, the events will appear when you're in each case. You'll see them on the Events tab, but they'll also appear on your homepage, on your firm's calendar. So This calendar is your firm-wide calendar. Any event that you have saved in any of your cases in NextChapter, those will appear on this calendar. And you can directly edit those events from this homepage calendar. So you can, choose maybe a different case or a different time or a different description. You can do anything directly from your homepage, or you can do it when you're in each case. You can also quickly add events. Just click on the date that you want to create the event, or click this add button. And then also any of those calendar dates that you have on your firm calendar. If you have this calendar synced with Clio, or maybe you have it synced with your personal calendar, all of those events will eventually populate on your personal or Clio calendar. And if you haven't already synced your NextChapter calendar to your personal calendar, and that's something you'd like to do, you can do that. Just click this little sync icon, and then a pop-up box will appear with instructions. Depending on which calendar you have, you'll have to follow the specific instructions, but you're basically copying this link here and pasting it into your personal calendar. And that is a one-way sync, so it's only going to sync the NextChapter events to your personal calendar events. It won't, take your personal events and put them on your NextChapter calendar event. The last thing that I want to point out is that we process the notices every hour. So if you file a case and you're not seeing your notices instantly populate in your case, like in the specific case under additional documents, PACER notices, you just have to wait. Within the hour, we will have those notices and we will assign them correctly. Also, I know that sometimes names of cases or maybe initials are added to case numbers. And so sometimes we end up not having that exact match in NextChapter. So maybe notices are getting assigned to the wrong case, or maybe they're just not getting assigned at all. Just send us a message and we'll figure out what's going on and we'll help you work through that. All right, now I see some questions over here, so I'm going to look at them. Okay. So right now, Stephen, we don't have that ability for proof of claims, but that is definitely something we can look into. I know you have had questions about proofs of claims before, so yeah, we'll definitely look into that. I'll take note of your guys' requests. Kent, I see yours too. So I really appreciate that, guys. We always want to work on improving our app. But if you guys have any other questions, I'm here for now. Or you can always chat me. I know you guys know how to do that, or send me an email, whatever works for you guys. I don't see any more questions coming through. So thank you guys for joining me today. I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks.